This was a surprise. No, really, I actually managed to get a video out in almost a week. I normally see myself as a procrastinator, but to get a video out as big as Crash 3 is really a surprise. Alright, that's enough about how much of a procrastinator I am. Let's actually talk about the game. So I'm here to bring you guys, the viewers, my review on Crash Bandicoot Warped. First off, that's kind of a stupid name because I feel like it should be called Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, but the official name is Crash Bandicoot Warped. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm calling it Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped.
It's Crash Bandicoot Warped.
No, Cortex, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Alright, they're somehow surviving that fall. Now let's actually talk about Crash Bandicoot Warped, or just in case Cortex isn't listening, Crash Bandicoot 3. So surprisingly, Crash Bandicoot Warped actually has a decent story. I know, I was actually surprised too. So the story begins as at the end of the Crash Bandicoot 2, you kill Cortex and the ship goes crashing down to Earth. But his ship accidentally knocks this giant temple, and it ends up releasing this kind of demonic spirit. So meanwhile, during this entire event, Crash, Coco, and Aku Aku are just screwing off, and then Aku Aku manages to notice that somehow Uka Uka has been released from his eternal prison. So Aku Aku rushes the kids inside to not die, but Crash almost does. So during this talk, the evil white spirit turns out to be Uka Uka, the long-lost twin brother of Aku Aku. Uka Uka is so mad at Cortex for failing twice in the previous two games to take over the world that he decided to take it into his own hands and bring in the help of Dr. Entropy. So back with Crash and Coco, Aku Aku explains again that Uka Uka is this evil lost twin that has been sealed away for hundreds of years and he's finally broken free, and the world will probably end if they don't stop it. And yes, it is confirmed here that Crash has a man crush on Nathan Drake. It's confirmed. So after hearing this, the three merry band of heroes all decide to go out there and kick Cortex's ass. Along the way, we kick Tiny Tiger's ass, and then we kill Dingo Doll's ass. But for the third boss, we end up kicking Entropy's ass, and this actually brings up a question. If Entropy now died because of us, the question now is, who's going to control the time machine? I was really hoping that like random elements from different time eras would appear in other elements of other time areas, but no, it's just nothing really happens after you beat Entropy. Then later we end up kicking Engine's ass that is actually returning from Crash 2. And then we finally end up taking the battle right up to Cortex and Uka Uka's front door and kick their ass. Another first for the Crash series that there's actually a post-game. After you beat Cortex, you get access to the final warp room, which has 5 secret levels that are locked behind a wall. The way you unlock these secret stages is by the time relics. After you beat a stage, in the very beginning of each stage, the next time you return to it, there will be a little clock. Once you hit this little clock, there will be a little timer on the bottom right of the screen that will keep moving constantly until you reach the end of the level. When you reach the end of the stage, you'll get a sapphire relic, a gold relic, or a platinum relic. These stages aren't too special, they're just harder versions of other stages in the game. Speaking of new things, Crash got a huge update when it comes to moves. After you beat a boss, you'll get a certain upgrade to your abilities. After you defeat Tiny Tiger, you end up getting the Big Belly Flop. After you defeat Dingo Doll, you get an upgrade to your Spin Attack. After you defeat Entropy, you get the Double Jump. After you defeat Engine, you get the Fruit Bazooka. Then after you defeat Cortex, you get the Sprint. All of these upgrades actually do a lot to help Crash out in his adventure. And believe me, after trying to get all those time trials, you can easily do a lot of stuff with these power-ups. Crash 3 brings an astonishing 5 new level types to this game. We get the new underwater levels, we also get the new plane levels, my new favorite types of levels, the motorcycle levels, the new Coco Tiger levels, and finally the new Coco Jet Ski levels. So quick thing, I can't back this up, but many YouTubers in their reviews say that these Coco Jet Ski levels feel worse than they did in the PS1 originals. And even though I haven't played the original one on the PS4, I can kind of agree these feel really tight to turn, but they still aren't the worst level in this game. I actually really kind of hate the underwater levels, mostly because of the physics. It acts more of an underwater game, when in reality it's supposed to be a 3D platformer. Unfortunately, I know this news will break many of your hearts, but the jetpack levels from Crash 2 did not make a reappearance. I bet this comes as a huge surprise to about the 3 of you that like these levels, because speaking as someone who hated them, they controlled like ass, and I really wish they were never in another Crash game ever again. I can definitely say that Crash 3 is my favorite Crash game out of the original trilogy. Crash 3 gets rid of all the bullshit things from the first two games, and then improves on the things that already worked in the first two games. No, really, Crash 3 actually almost does everything better, but with the slight exception of... You guys probably already knew what I was going with, but the boss fights still suck in this game. To Crash 3's credit, these boss fights are much more interesting, fun, and creative than the first two games. And that's just another reason to why I enjoyed Crash 3 over Crash 1 or Crash 2. So to end off my review of Crash Warped, or Crash 3, depending on who you ask, I decided to give this game an almost perfect score of 9.5 out of 10. This game just does almost everything a perfect sequel needs to do. I mean, it adds new levels, it adds new characters, and most of all, it's fun. Many new games could add new character types, new levels, new styles of gameplay, and they can all be bad, but at the very least they can still say, we added this. Crash 3 didn't do that though. They put effort into their level types, their new characters, and everything they added to this game. Well, besides the tiny exception, which being the boss fights, those still kind of suck. So this is normally where I'll tell you guys have a good night, and thank you for watching my video. But since I knew this review wasn't going to be that long, I decided to actually look at the Insane Trilogy as a whole. It's just amazing. The Insane Trilogy brings you 3 games for the low price of $40 in perfect HD vision, and at perfect levels, perfect gameplay, perfect characters, perfect stories. It's almost all here except for the boss fights. Those still kind of suck in every game. I honestly can't recommend the Insane Trilogy enough. I mean, the Insane Trilogy is $20 cheaper than your average video game of today. It comes with 3 times the amount of playtime because of the 3 games instead of 1. It has perfect graphics, perfect everything, honestly. It's just a must-have game for any PS4 user. Well, actually, at the time of recording the audio for this video, the Crash Trilogy was actually announced for Xbox, Steam, and Switch. There's no excuse for you not to pick it up anymore. So I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Get your lazy ass up and go get the game. Wait. Actually, finish watching the video first, then go do that. Then get your lazy ass up and go to the store and get the game. Activision, but really Vicarious Visions. You guys did an amazing job on this game. I hope that you guys get the go-to to go do the Spyro Trilogy. I would love to play those games. I never have. I'd even make reviews on them for you guys if they made that game. But as of right now, you guys did amazing. I hope you guys get the Crash license again if there is a potential Crash 4. Or like, because I heard the series is going to get rebooted. So, yeah. So my next review won't be coming out as fast as I got this review out. It actually will be coming out near the end of April. I'll probably have a bonus video somewhere in there to hold you guys over. But for now, if you want some more Marabo 02 good gaming goodness, I want to show you guys my first 2 Crash reviews. And hey, DDMC is back up on Duckman's channel. It was taken down for some reason, but it's back up there. And I'm pretty sure there's a new episode out by the time I'm recording this. So go to watch that. I mean, I'm a part of it. It's a pretty fun series to record with my friends, and I think it's a pretty fun series to watch. But as of now, I hope you guys all had a good time watching my review, and you have a good night. So I'll see you guys all in the next review, which probably won't be till mid-April. Yeah, I'm not redoing this take. It was a good one, and good night.